When I'm not watching the Emmys, I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube. So let's get to it. Awesome, can't wait to hear the accent of Decorative Pillow. So this is kind of in response to, on one of the live sessions, I was talking about my newest passion project, which is shining a light on the insane amount of exorbitant decorative pillows that you'll find on pretty much every piece of furniture. Except for this couch, by the way. Where are all the decorative pillows? There are none, because I walk the walk after I talk the talk. Case in point, when I was displaced by the hurricane, this is actually going to be possibly a new, maybe not weekly feature, semi-weekly feature, exorbitant decorative pillow display of the week right here. Because when I was displaced by the hurricane and I had to go to a house closer inland, this was like the couch that I was sleeping on. Now, as you can see, where would a human being sit on this couch? Doesn't make any sense. None of those pillows could be used to actually rest my head because it's rough, there's tassels on the edges. It just makes no sense. Decorative pillows I have in my crosshairs. If we really, if we're honest with each other right now, which I always like to be, I'm a big fan of the truth. Let's talk about the ratio of decorative pillows to human beings in America. Not actual pillows, because the ratio to actual pillows to human beings is probably exorbitant enough. When you think that like every human probably has at least 2 pillows in their home, and then let alone like guest rooms, hotel rooms, stuff like that. There's a crazy amount. We already have an overflow of pillows. So the decadence of having a whole subcategory of pillows that are just purely for decoration, like what is this? No wonder the terrorists hate us. This is everything that's wrong with this country. I don't know if this is an epidemic that crosses the oceanic borders or whatever, but this kind of crap I will not tolerate anymore. So if I'm ever in your house and I see some really crazy decorative pillow stuff going on, I'm gonna say something about it. Again, I'm a reasonable man. Like, I get it if you want to have a pillow in each corner of a couch, right? So couch, there's 2 corners, 2 pillows. I get it. That's cool. You know, a little accent pillow. I'm not against that. It's what really grinds my gears, as I've heard some people say, is when like the pillow has a small, like the corner pillow has a smaller pillow in front of that, and then the opposite side has one too, and then there's like a center pillow connecting the pillows. It's a little bit too much. So again, not a huge fan of decorative pillows. Maybe we could set up some kind of email account where everyone can join me and we can shame the decorative pillow people, because this is clearly out of hand and somebody has to do something at this point. When can we hear the full song you and Ian made? Excellent question. The never-ending How to Write a Song from Scratch series is just waiting on the music video to totally be done. We've had a lot of unforeseen circumstances, notably a massive hurricane that caused Ian to flee screaming and crying from the state. So we were going to do a music video. Hopefully we can get around to shooting this weekend, sometime soon. Still, if you have any incredible ideas for a music video for me and Ian to make for that, I've got a couple ideas, but jury's still out for how we're going to do it. So if you have anything, hit me up in the comments. But definitely there will be some kind of music video coming very soon. Hey Sean, do you still learn new stuff on guitar, or did you find the sweet spot of how much theory you want to know? Always learn new stuff on guitar, seemingly something new every day. That's the cool thing about just trying to become a well-rounded musician. There's so many different genres that you can explore. You'll never ever run out of things to see, like the context and different applications of music theory and just of guitar playing or any other instrument specifically. So I mean, I do kind of get what you mean, like a sweet spot of knowing enough theory to kind of be good with where you're at. And from a songwriting perspective, I kind of feel like I'm in a good spot, but definitely always looking to learn more, always trying to learn more just by analyzing different chord progressions, even if it's not like studying. It's just something being thoughtful about, and if you incorporate that into your own playing, I guarantee you will get better, because learning music theory is always going to be super helpful in ways that you can't even really predict, but it's something that you always just want to kind of keep your head down, really analyze what is going on with the piece of music, whether it's, you know, hitting the books or just, like I said, being thoughtful, trying to see the similarities between chord progressions or maybe the intervals between things in like a solo piece. Whatever it is, definitely, always keep learning. I, for one, am nowhere near being like a master of like any of that kind of stuff. So I'm always happy to learn new things. And when I learn something new, I make a video on it, pass it on to the world, and keep that knowledge train rolling. Anyone that believes that this is the blues is sadly mistaken. You can't play the blues. You can only feel the blues. The one doesn't exist without the other. If you're truly interested in learning about the blues, watch the video I link at the bottom of this comment. Notice a wolf barely even plays his guitar, and when he does, it sounds absolutely nothing, like what you've seen in the video above. If you're here simply because you want to play a song to impress some of your friends with a new guitar lick, then ignore this comment. But like I said before, if you really want to learn the blues, start here. You can't play the blues. You can only feel the blues. One doesn't exist without the other. What does that mean? What doesn't exist without the other? Playing the blues or feeling the blues? So you got to feel the blues to play the blues. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know, man. This is a long one, but yeah, I shamefully I did not actually check out the wolf and that link. So sadly, I'm still missing out on the feeling of the blues. Why does A major 7, G major 7 progressions sound good if they're not technically in the same key? Or more general, what types of out of key but still sounds good are there? At the moment, the only example I have is Hendrix' Hey Joe when he plays 5th after 5th. It's a really good question. I think there is kind of like maybe a misconception that like if you go out of a key or you borrow chords from something that it's like it's gonna sound bad. It's really not gonna sound bad. There's like a million different ways to make stuff out of a key sound really good. I think what you're kind of getting after is like moving a chord progression a certain amount of intervals. Just like you can move a note, an interval, like a space, like a G note. A step away from that is an A note. G, A, those are gonna sound good. You can like combine those in a lot of different ways to make those sound pretty cool. Do the same thing with chords. G major 7 to A major 7. So you're right, diatonically, like you would never have 2 major 7 chords a step away from each other. You can have 2 major chords a step away from each other when they're the 4 and the 5. A G and A is gonna sound really good, but it should be, the 4 should be major 7, and the 5 should be dominant 7. But if you're like me, you turn everything into a major 7 chord, so why not just turn them both into major 7 chords? It doesn't sound bad, but it's almost kind of like you're shifting the tonal center an interval a step away instead of kind of dancing around a center, which maybe is more associated with the key. So it's definitely something I kind of want to do more videos on as far as those chord progressions go. But I think one thing to think about is if you have some kind of pattern that's moving, and Hey Joe is a great example of that because you're going from like a C to a G, and then you're just moving that whole thing, the whole thing you just did, even though that was just 2 chords, it could be more complicated than that. Move that whole progression, 2-chord progression, a step higher. So it's really just kind of like being able to see the movement of chords is something that's really important and even probably takes precedence over just getting everything in the right spot as far as like, you know, the 1-4-5 major, 2-3-6 minor. That's a great place to start, but definitely by no means don't think of those as rules you have to follow to make something sound good. You can go outside of a key and it won't sound wrong or weird or out there. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, and I think thinking in intervals between chord progressions, moving chord progressions a certain space away from each other is a great place to start. So for listening homework, we're gonna go deep indie to a song called Sheep that I've been jamming to by Mount Joy. It's something that really hasn't gotten a lot of shine, but definitely a cool song, so I hope you like it. And definitely make sure to hit me with any questions in the comment section below, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.